Hi, everyone. We're
Hey,
we're excited to be here for the Emergency Home Learning. So, I'm Barbara Bray, and this is the Rethinking Learning series. And I am so grateful today that I have Tommaso, Lana, I'm going to call him Tom. And we're going to talk about connecting play and joy to learning during uncertain times. And I think all of us know about that right now. Welcome, Tom.
hey, Barbara, thank you very much for having me. Welcome, everybody. I hope you're well. I hope you're safe.
Me too. And I'm excited about talking about some of the things that we've been sharing with each other. Let's just jump in right now.
Yep.
Go ahead, tell us
Uh,
what this is.
well, this in the center is my stepson, Nico, but, this is the way I work, or better, the way I used to work before COVID. And then I had to figure out something completely different for the past 6, 7 months. However, the very interesting thing for me is focusing on what happens with our senses, what happens with movement, what happens with our imagination, where these three elements move inside our body. In fact, I called my concept embodied learning. Here we go. Yeah, and I mean it's almost self-explanatory. If you look at the eyes of this child and the construction that we just built together, it's I can only see intrinsic motivation there and some way a plan of doing something that is playful. And the very important thing is that I am not giving any suggestions. So for me, learning is something that comes out of children. It's given in nature, and we have just this incredible gift that we can observe that happening. And so, if Barbara, you can please go to the next slide.
Before I
That,
do, can I just say something about
yeah,
this?
of course, go ahead.
When I started looking at embodied learning, that's one of the things, that's how I found you. Just kind of came across you on Twitter. And when I heard about this home learning summit, I said, this embodied learning is for all ages. It's all ages.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so I could just see me playing with that.
Yes. Well, in fact, professionally, I work with adults who work with children. So I do that with adults.
See,
Uh,
I want to join you when we can do after COVID. I'm going to do that. So let me just go to the slide with with
sure.
this next one.
So, learning is also a physical and emotional act. We have this idea of learning that is an exclusive cognitive activity, but what do we do with the rest of us? So, if here is the area where a lot happens, we have, I'm looking down, at least another 4/5 of us that is also part of the process.
Mm.
And inside of the whole of us, there is also something emotional that is happening, and it is a learning process. So
Ah, yeah.
probably today we will focus on these two aspects of learning, thinking of how many emotional things and how many physical things happen at home during the pandemic.
Wow. A lot. I think we have a question we can ask.
Yeah.
So let me ask this question. How do I balance work? I mean, this is what parents have been asking me. How do I balance the work I do and still be responsible for teaching my children?
Hmm.
It's a good question, huh?
So, can I give you an answer?
I would love you to.
All right. So, the first thing I'm thinking of for adults is time. So, can I make 10 minutes of time for to do something with my children? And if I have prepared that in advance, like the day before going to bed, I look at my calendar and I say, okay, I will have 10 minutes there to do something with them. And these 10 minutes will be like gold for
Mm-hmm.
them.
Mm-hmm.
So preparation and time. And then I have a thought about how the question is formulated. Is a parent teaching their children, or are parents learning together with their children?
Oh
Because
gosh, what a
this
good
is
point.
probably how it could be rephrased. How do I balance work and still be responsible for learning together.
Oh, that is such a good point.
Because then we can say, oh, if we play together, then we learn something together.
Aha, so this is where play comes in.
Yeah. So may I give you an example? I would like to launch a video with
Okay.
a play situation that probably may explain much more than our words. Let me see if I can overtake and
I think
share.
I have to stop share, and then you have to
Okay, then
there you go.
we are perfectly coordinated with the technology. So, and I will show you a game that it's called The Outline, and it's a game about playing together and using whatever object you can find at home. Let me see if it works. Enjoy.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's by your head.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And now we play the treasure hunt variation of this game. Can you please use pillows?
Oh, I got the right leaf.
Okay, enough pillows. Then can you please use my gray sweater?
There it is. It's on your chin.
Then can you please use your orange car?
A roadster?
Technic.
Oh, that guy.
Now can you please use 3 books?
$3.
Now can you please use the tea towel in the kitchen? So how many parts of the body are left? Just one leg, right? More or less?
Here,
Ah, okay.
and then there's here,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Then can you please...
Oh no, and then there's the last, and then there's the hand of both arms,
Okay.
and then here.
Then can you please use my sticks?
Okay. Oh yeah, and your feet.
Yeah, we will put something under the feet. Now, for the feet, to put under the feet, you can get another 2 books.
Oops.
And then, yeah,
Okay.
so we don't need to do the hands. So let's just do the arm and grab the footy, the red footy.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'll try to get up.
That's wonderful. Any whistles?
Whistles. Uh, so obviously for the video we had to speed up the operation, but that is an activity that we did in the lunch break during one school day from remote.
Oh, so
We
that's 10 minutes.
it's yeah maybe 20, but
Yeah.
definitely uh, and it's an activity that bonded us, connected us, and probably it's good also for the next question actually.
Okay, so let me go back to share the screen. All right. So let's go to the next. How do I keep my child engaged when I'm working remotely at home? I think, did I answer some of those things also, right? I came up with some ideas.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me just go to the next slide. Yeah, let me move this out of the way. I found when talking to different teachers and parents, they said if we came up with some ideas that developed curiosity, and I found this article that was just amazing. It had 24 strategies for developing curiosity. And one was do things in the opposite way. So you ask them to go turn around and you have to come in the room backwards. Or you have to do an activity and actually do it from the end to the beginning. And they're sitting there working with it. I've also seen children that want to rewrite the ending of a book, and you tell them their favorite book and how would you change it, and then they try to come up something and then they read it to you. But all of these is the idea of giving them time to play on their own, and that gives you more time, and then when you come back you can do that. So do you see anything on here, Tom, that you looks kind of fun for with your own children?
Yeah, well, number 10, let
Let
them
the
play. But you know what? The interesting thing of let them play is so it should be written like shut up and let them play. Because the important thing here is understanding that we have an enormous responsibility towards our children, obviously, but we are not the direct instructors
Mhm.
of their time all the time. So if we are home all day, we have time for us and the need to instruct ourselves to do our things.
Yes.
And the same thing happens to children. So they need to be some way in control of their time, of their activities, of their childhood. So when we say let them play, then it's really like about let them play. So if you are busy because you need to work and you have a meeting, then make sure that they are just in the right environment where they can be
Mhm.
autonomous in what they're doing without getting any instruction from you. If you want to give some help without speaking, you can just leave some interesting elements in the space
Mhm.
where you know that they can begin something. I always say if you have a mirror with you and then you leave close to the mirror, let's say a wooden spoon you take in the kitchen, then there will be enough material to begin something. Now, I don't have wooden spoons here in my office, but I can show you with a little teaspoon that you can create an activity, a theater of lights and shadow and something for on your own and discover at all age, because when you are 1 and 2 you're just busy at discovering yourself and then other objects in the mirror. When you're 3 and 4 you start pretending. When
Mhm.
you're 5 you move around with the mirror and you look at the surface in a different perspective. So all this happens independently from you. You can do your meeting and then the kids will play.
Yeah. In fact, you mentioned mirrors. I remember my children, we have sliding glass mirrors, for the doors. And I remember my children just sneaking and looking and going back and forth. I mean, there's so much in the house that they can discover
Yeah.
if you give them the opportunity.
Yeah, and you have to see it. So
Mhm.
sometimes especially in those times, we are so much under pressure that we can't see the opportunities.
Yes,
But the good news is children can see that. So we don't need to do much. They will see the opportunity if we let them go.
that's right. I used to do crazy things like make chocolate pudding and let them do finger painting with it, and then I came back and it was a mess, but they had so much fun. Or I'd have them, when I wash the floor, I'd have them put socks on and say I need someone to dry it and make it polished, and so it's just a matter of trying something new and being okay to make it, it's messy is okay sometimes.
Yeah. Well, if we also learn to observe silently, then we will see how much potential they have. So they don't need
Yeah,
to learn everything from us.
so we need to learn number 9. Okay, I'm going
Yeah.
to go to the next one. I wanted to share common sense. Common sense provides so many resources for teachers, but I don't know if parents know about it, because what I loved is there was a whole section on what to do if you aren't online. And one was a mythical map, which is very similar to what you just did, is but they say you're going to make a map of a world with whatever you have in the room. And that one, I put a link to to this site, but I thought this would be fun. They have virtual field trips. They even have a field trip to the NASA space station. And then they have ideas on how to keep moving. And your child can do that if they have an iPad. They can actually follow along with it. Isn't that fun? I just thought it was good. Okay, so let's go. Is it okay if we go to the next question?
Sure.
Okay. So, how does play build and grow the relationships with children?
Mhm.
I'm going to share something, and then I know you had something. I heard this quote and I just loved it. It's doing the hard work before the hard work. Sometimes we just have to stop and listen. And this is a tough time. Kids are really anxious with COVID, and they're, wearing masks and going or work, learning remotely, or not even be able to see their friends. So we need to be able to take the time to listen. Tell me what you were going to share. Were you going to share another
Well,
video or?
yes, but before that, about play. So when we talk about play, we always think only of children and we forget about us. We are able to
Mhm.
play too at
Mhm.
whatever age. So, in my opinion, play at the moment is useful for relationships just because it helps us to leave the dimension of anxiety that we have as adults in these times, and we enter into a world that is based on discovery and curiosity and creativity. So, leaving the world of anxiety as adults and entering into a world that we can share with our children is incredibly positive for us. And that way we become also very good players, and we can enjoy and we can build relationship. I can share a video, but maybe I can also share a story. Let's see if it fits in the format. I was chatting with Nico a few weeks ago, and he was showing me a rubber band, and he was holding the rubber band with two hands, sorry, and saying, "Hey Tom, have you noticed that it's super hard to have rubber bands being not happy? They always smile." Okay, and in my mind, as I'm working with early childhood educators a lot, I was thinking there is a simple gesture that could ruin everything coming from an adult. Yeah, if I would hold these same rubber band with one hand, then it would look like this, and it would look sad. But this is not the world of play where my child was into. So it's very important for you parents to self-check if you are fair players and you accept the dimension of play that your child brought to you. And then you play inside that dimension. You don't bring your children into your world of perception and in your world of play dimension. Okay, that's very important. We can grow amazing relationships with our children, but we need to play fairly. So, speaking of fair play and relationship, I want to show you a video about talking without using our voice.
Okay.
And we play while we're doing that. So let me see. The game is called the Brush Bowl.
This is what you need. One brush, two brushes, one small bowl, two books, two footballs. I have the Australian rules ones, but you can use American footballs, you can use regular soccer balls, probably a basketball regular size. The size 5 is going to be a bit too big. If you have smaller basketballs, they will work perfectly. Oh, goal! So in the first round, we are going to play with two brushes and the ball. Oh, goal!
Yes. Go. It's coming slowly. Yappa-tappa-doo. It's working. No.
In the second round, we will add our footballs. We will place them under our belly or chest, and we will do some work for strengthening the core and the sense of balance of the whole body. Now we can play with the books. This is a round for those who don't have brushes. Instead of them, we will use books. And again, we will add our footballs so that we can work on balance with the whole body. Good job, Nico.
That was really like
Good job.
flamer. Nice shot.
All right.
That's wonderful. I mean, to me, I can't see me doing that, but I would love it.
The concept behind is just trying to do something together without constantly talking. And where there is just an equitable exchange. So we are like mirrors. We are doing the same thing. And obviously, I'm not trying to be extraordinary at playing and winning 10-0 that game. You're just having an exchange. So it's a lot about learning how to play with children as adults.
Oh, I love it. I'm just going to go back and share the screen again.
Sure.
And I can see that. That's hard work. And we're kind of at the close. I wanted just to let everyone know at the bottom of the screen, we have resources and we created a Google Doc for you. So you can look at that. Also, I'm just going to go quick on mine. This is information about me. And if you need to get a hold of me with anything, this is my information. I wrote some books. I have a website, and you can contact me there. But I think with what Tom shared, I hope you go to Embodied Learning. And all those videos are there, aren't they, right? Are they there?
Oh, well, the videos that I shared with you today are exclusively here. So that's the good thing, that you connected and you decided to join this platform and see that. And what I have
Oh,
online on YouTube is my channel, Embodied Learning, with this mini series of video resources for parents and educators. So you will find more and different videos, but following the style of the videos you've just seen and watched. And yeah, I called it Embodied Learning at Home. If you want to learn more about the way I work, go to embodiedlearning.co. If you have questions, send me an email. And if you want to see new ideas, just go on Instagram at Embodied Learning.
thank you. This has been wonderful. Tom, I'm so excited that you did this, because now I'm just thinking of some ideas.
That's great.
Oh, thank you. And I hope everyone at this Emergency Home Learning Summit enjoy what we shared with you. Thank you, everyone.
If you want to close, I have just 3 final tips.
Okay.
Please turn down the volume of everything that is too loud at home. Listen, as Barbara said before, and smile.
I think I'll end it on that note. Bye, everyone.
Bye.